when I left Jamboree at 1:30 and it was over. Payment was made and it must not reach their account as yet, but if when tomorrow morning come, you would see it in that account. And it was full payment. Persons who made that decision is not the ones that I know or who I've worked with before.
Sting 2024. See the place empty. Nobody at all, no fencing, nothing. There's one alone. Nobody, no fencing, nothing at all. No parking light, nothing at all. So look right. Empty land. What time now? See that today at the event.
Welcome to True Jamaica Buzz, news and entertainment with a buzz. Unless you've been living under a rock, you would not know that Sting was cancelled. It was supposed to be yesterday. However, at the 11th hour, the promoter, Isaiah Leng, and his son had to cancel. They had no choice as the persons that are responsible for the sound, the lighting, the stage, the roofing, pyrotechnics. They decided they were going to put out a cease and desist order because money that was owed, deadlines were not met. Based on what Clear Channel had to say, there was supposed to be $8 million paid by the 26th of December 2024, which would have been yesterday, the same day as Sting. They got approximately $1 million in 3 installments. So therefore, they decided to take away their equipment, their lighting, everything that would make the show possible. So they were pretty much empty. No stage, no lighting, no sound, no speaker, no monitor, no roof, no nothing, no show, obviously. So the person that you saw at the start of this video, this is Isaiah Leng trying to explain what happened. That yes, he gave them some money, and yes, there was a deposit made, but the deposit was not clear on the 26th. So therefore, the people that he used to do communication with, which are probably the point that he's trying to make, are the big people in a clear sound. He did not talk to them, he spoke to someone else. There's a thing in America that is called credit is king. That applies with reputation. Reputation is also king. If you have a bad reputation, bad credits, that means you don't like to let go of money. You don't like to take your obligations as payment very seriously. That is a very flawed reputation that Leng has had for a couple of decades as it pertains to artists performing at the show, as it pertains to persons that provide lighting, stage, pyrotechnics, whatever. It has been an issue with Sting from the father, Isaiah Leng, to the son right now, so it just trickles down. So the father, so the son, bad reputation, bad company to do business with. So people, you know that you have a show, meaning Leng. You know that the show is on the 26th. You know that the people have to pack up several trucks with all sorts of heavy equipment. It costs those persons probably in excess of $1 million just for transportation, just for employees, just to do everything logistic to get everything into place. And then the same day of the show, the money is not forthcoming. The people have no sorts of choice because here's the thing, when it pertains to Jamaica and these companies such as Leng. If you don't get your money up front and at least make sure that you secure your expenses, meaning the trucking, meaning the employees, at least break even. Because more than likely, after this show, especially when Leng has a reputation of saying that he did not make any sorts of profits and being a bad debtor, a bad payer for a lot of companies, he would have given them the same old story. And for those of us that keep up with entertainment in Jamaica, there was a Chris Brown show being held at the National Stadium maybe about a year or a couple of months or so ago. Sharon Burke was one of those promoters. They had gotten some supplier from one of those hardware companies and they owed them in excess of about $67 million. That money was not forthcoming. However, these people pardoned them, let them use the equipment, let them use the hardware. However, they had to take them to court. That court date is still pending. And if you know anything about court in Jamaica, it takes forever and a day. You might get a decision after you are stiff stone cold, meaning pass away. So people, just watch it. More than likely, if you ask most of these artists, or maybe that is where the money went, did you get your deposits for that show? Most artists are not going to tell you yes. As a matter of fact, if you as an artist decide to go to Sting, it is more like a charity event. You're just going to do it to get some sorts of stage performance under your belt and satisfy your customers or satisfy the people, your fans, sorry. So just imagine all of these vendors that went to the wholesale, buy up all of these drink, all of these beer, all of these boom, all of these everything that they thought they were going to sell at this event, probably even trusted from Pick-a-Pow or anybody else with any sorts of wholesale. Now these people are stuck with this item for the year at least. Where are they going to sell such volume of liquor or any sorts of items, snack, whatever you want to call it? Those people have lost money. Those people have probably lost reputation. Those people might even lose their life. So when we think about the artists, when we think about the sound and lighting company, when we think about the vendors, everybody foot get broke, whether it was intentionally or not. Just bad business people, Isaiah Leng and Sting Promotion, and now the sun is caught up in the web. So when we check the statistics, check the domino effects, see how many persons were vastly affected negatively. The people that were supposed to provide the sound, the artists, the vendors, and very importantly, the fans. But the fans that are affected most is the fans that bought their tickets online before the show, which based on the information that I am getting, it is about 3,000 persons. So people, let's just say $5,000 a ticket, 3,000 fans that paid prepaid. We are speaking about a cool $15 million. And I am telling you, if I was a betting man and want to bet my own life, I would say, more than likely, those persons won't be getting back that money. Based on what Isaiah Leng and the team said, it is postponed, not canceled. Well, people, in my estimation, Sting, Isaiah Leng, Sting Promotion, and his son should be canceled. Those persons will never see that money back, even if the show gets not postponed but canceled for a further date. What further date is it going to be? Who is going to be the business that want to be associated with Sting unless the money is upfront? Who is going to sponsor this show? Because obviously, Leng is not a very good businessman. Leng is not very good with making payments, so therefore his reputation is going to be screwed. Persons won't want to do any sorts of business with Sting. Sting has officially lost its sting. Sting is officially DEAD, mostly because of bad decisions and bad management. Point blank and period. So the next thing that is popping in the news is that we see that a man known in the street as Boyd or Bumpy. Lenroy Goulburn, government name, got a gift of life from the police on Wednesday, which would have been Christmas Day. Based on the information, it is said that Mr. Bumpy is wanted for murder in a Clarendon. So the police did their investigation, information gathering, and they said to themselves, well, the best time to go for individuals is Christmas, sentimental time. They want to get PUSSY and they want to spend time with their children. Such is the case. So they went on a special operation in a steer town where Mr. Bumpy lives. Based on the information, the police side of the story, when they roll up in the community close to where Bumpy's house was, they heard a little youth get up and shout, "Daddy, Daddy, police." Now, people, I don't know if this youth heard his father in all sorts of conversation expressing his disdain or dislike for the police. But this little boy looked like him going to be a thief or an informer. Knew it was in his natural instinct to shout to the father, alert the father. Say, listen, police are come, wheel and pop off or do something. And again, people, I was not there. Don't know the mindset of this little youth. Maybe it's just a little youth. Them say police and them say police, soldier, whatever the case. It is said that when he shouted to the father that was sitting on a close by rock, the father rock and pop off, wheel off him tool, blaze up some fire off of the police. You already know the script. Well, the script is not as it usually ends up. The police return like fire or evil, more fire. Mr. Glenroy, Bumpy, take for himself, run out of the era. The police decide, saying, you think so? We are leave today without you on Christmas Day. We want to be the Grinch. While they were searching, maybe about 45 minutes or so later, I guess Bumpy made a call to his mate or his girlfriend or the baby mother of that little informer youth. Informer is good. And say, them still dead, them still dead. I guess the lady heard some sorts of panic in his voice and she probably recommend, listen, Bumpy, you keep up too much FUCKRY for the longest time. Why don't you surrender? Why don't you give in yourself? It is said that Mr. Bumpy told her in no uncertain terms, maybe that might be a good idea on Christmas since they gave me the gift of life and let me actually escape in front of my little youth, the little boy there. It is said that he decided to surrender and they negotiated his surrender. When he surrendered, he was officially charged. Remember, they went for him on a warrant of MURDER that usually turns out in a warrant of you-know-what. He was taken into custody. He was charged for illegal possession of firearm, illegal possession of ammo, discharging a firearm, amongst other stuff. And obviously, he was wanted for the takeaway of a human life. Now, people, when we hear stuff like this youth should consider himself lucky. Yes, he's going to have to face a couple of charges, get one of those fresh 15, the new amendment Firearm and Sentencing Act. Not to talk about the murder case, if he beats it or not. We could officially say that Bumpy is officially gone until November of probably 2030-something, point blank and period. So the next thing that is popping in the news, it is called You Cannot Be Pennywise and Prison Foolish. Do not thief if you can't hide. If you are a fully done criminal, more than likely you're going to end up in a two destination. Destination Doom Part 1, Big Yard or the Graveyard. Such is the case as it pertains to one Travis Ellis. And unless you've been living under a rock, you might not have heard the name. Travis Ellis is the sole suspect in the takeaway of noted journalist Barbara Gayle in a Caribbean estate. Not the part in which you have the security that have to let you in and then you go to a separate apartment and then you have to buzz in, or the people that live there, the residents have to buzz you in. It's Caribbean estate, I think that is the big part of the section. So there's no sorts of security. nice, decent, middle-class community, but older community, not a gated community. There was also a video of this individual that was talking to the lady hours before she lost her life. So there's video evidence on the fact that he stole her Mercedes-Benz 180 GLE, which is like one of the lower class of the GLE brand. He then abandoned that vehicle a day later somewhere off Dykes Road, that is in Portmore. He was found hiding in the bushes. They took him in. He was officially charged a couple of days later. And then, based on the information, the latest update is that he confessed. In his confession sworn statement, I am assuming that is a sworn statement that he signed off on. He said that the reason why he took her away is because he wanted to take away the vehicle that said Mercedes-Benz, in which he was going to sell. Now, people, I don't know if somebody put in an order. I don't know if he's one of those car thieves that are out there in Jamaica torment the place. I get order and then I go for the car them in which the people want for parts or full vehicle. Don't know the circumstance. But a vehicle is not like a phone. A vehicle is not like a chain. You can't just pawn it off. And I doubt that this man has a sense of mind. He probably just saw the vehicle, saw that it has a beautiful color and it looks pretty in his eyes. And he said to himself, well, me not have none of that. Me want one of that. And then while he did that, took away the lady, then he might think to himself, you know, so this might be worth a whole bunch of money. I could sell it to somebody. People, the truth and the fact is that, like me said, is one of the lower grade in the GLE series. Maybe the lowest grade. However, him just said to himself, well, she's not just going to give me the vehicle, and people, I am not justifying his action. He decided that he wanted to take it to the furthest extent. And we see that he was not very good with taking away the lady. Well, he did that part, great. Not to disrespect the lady or family, condolences to the family, friends, loved ones, co-workers. However, he could not hide. The vehicle was recovered a day later, and he was also found hiding in the bushes. He was officially charged, and then he confessed. So the question, like I said, why gain the world, lose your soul, lose your freedom? You cannot be penny wise and pound or prison foolish, because that is exactly where he is headed. Without any sorts of success, any sorts of monetary gain, just pure trouble. Talk about pure fully doneness, point blank and period. So anyways, people, thanks once again for checking out my video. If you appreciate videos like these, please show your appreciation by liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing to my channel. That is how YouTube promotes videos like these to like-minded, sensible persons like yourself. Bless up.